Hello everyone, how's it going today? I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm exhausted, so it's gonna be a little bit of a slower day. And I mean like a slower day. Because yeah, I just could not get to sleep last night, and then I woke up with I finally did get to sleep, and then I woke up with a bloody nose, so that ruined any sleep I did get. But that's just how it goes sometimes, you know how that is. There, let's get some of your Autonoma music playing today. I have been vibing with Nier lately. I also got back into Elden Ring, which was a lot of fun, honestly. Don't know if you guys are interested in that, but I was playing through Elden Ring last night as a Soul Samurai, or whatever the Elden Ring equivalent. In Dark Souls, it would have been called a Soul Samurai, where you play a Samurai plus magic build. And I was doing that, and then I was like halfway through Limgrave, and then I was like, well, I just killed a bunch of dragons. What if I just become like an arcane? So I swapped my build over to I grabbed the Cross Naginata with the build bleed up. Just the default build bleed up, but I haven't buffed it yet. And then I started just collecting dragon incantations. And it's been really fun so far, because the Dragon Claw attack that you get from the Dragon Communion Church is actually really good at catching people. I had a few invaders, because I like to play with invaders on, even in single player. And I had a few invaders where they would stay out of reach of the Naginata, and then they would overcommit once I was done an attack, and I would immediately pivot into the dragon attack and catch them out that way. Just completely devastating them. The nice thing about Arcane too is that it makes grinding for sets easier, because like your Arcane also increases your item discovery. That's the word. Alright, let's see what we have in chat today. I just wanted to get my Elden Ring rant out of the way because I was actually really happy last night. Number one, Finn, new video out. If you haven't seen it, you're interested in history, I'm not gonna lie. So far, the Nestorian India run has been by far my best video, and I think the numbers show that, because within 2 days, it's already surpassed my first Yemen video. M3 Lee in first, welcome in. Renegade, hey, how's it going? Auspicious, congratulations on landing safely. Vanguard, good to see you again. Gremlin, Cruiser, Driver, Soulboy, Monster Kicker, hey, how's it going? Good to see you as well. Oh, damn, you had a nosebleed? Yeah, this is quite often. I live in a very dry environment, and I was born in a very humid environment. My body is not yet adapted, despite being here for... Oh god, this upcoming September is going to be my 8th year here. Because I moved here in 2018? Me Granada, me when playing EU5 be like. Oh, it's your Granada. Hey, Captain Pip, how's it going? But yeah, need a special tool to remove a pulley because normal ones don't fit. Just use your hand. It's that easy. Came free of your face. Elden Ring, true. Everyone has a bloody nose. Also true. I'm really EP now too. Yeah, I joined the club. I have my coffee here. Go grab a coffee, I'm free. No, I'm joking. Do not do that. I know you're in a different time zone. Weak nose, SMH my head. So true. ATF line was loose. Wanted to use up the doable. Fluid change while I'm at a time and belt too. Just felt the fan attached to the very well, that's fair. Never had a nosebleed except for the time I need my face hard enough to break a tooth. Yeah, that would do it, wouldn't it? God, I forgot how good. So I 100%ed Nier Autonoma back. When was the last time I played it? Let me go check. 2019, October 16th was when I completed my run of 100% run of Nier Autonoma. Haven't really touched it since, which is unfortunate as it's an incredible game. I did get Spidicy to play it though, because I'm seeing October 16th Spidicy achieved End in B, which is very funny. But I know I've been on a big JRPG kick lately. I've been having I played Persona 3 back in October. I started Persona 5. I'm kind of like holding off on it until Arrow catches up to me though, and she's super busy. And then what else have I been playing? Obviously got back into Elden Ring. I've been watching more Gino Machino. He's got me back into Elden Ring. And then obviously Claire Obscure, which I am considering a JRPG in terms of gameplay. It's a turn-based RPG. But let's be honest, it's like the old Final Fantasies. It's like it's a JRPG. It's just made by the French. And then Elden Ring I booted up last night. Played. How did I play last night? Honestly, couldn't even tell you. But the point is, I had a lot of fun because I'd never started as a samurai class before. I love doing thematic builds in Elden Ring, and one of the things I might do in the future if this whole like history theme on the channel takes off. We'll see how Dwarf Fortress does. But one of the things I want to do is I'd love to be able to do like, can I beat Elden Ring as just a normal guy? Like no magic, no Ashes of War that need magic, just like a historical build. So like, you know, I could play as a Viking, or I could play as a samurai, or I could play as a knight. I think just like a you know, clean cut knight could be actually a really fun build. It's like, oh yes, we're fighting gods. This is just Jim. He's just a regular here. He put on some knight armor, grabbed the broadsword, he's good to go. My stomach can't even handle coffee? Oh no. Are you sick, or is that just usual? That struck a fast the moment I said oh, so if you said hi, I didn't hear it. I did say hi though, Captain Pip, it's good to see you. Rare I catch the start of a roar stream? Yeah, it's I awakened the roars roaring, true. No, I've been starting them decently on time lately. And by that I mean 10 minutes late, but that's better than an hour late, which is what we used to be at. Today was just rough waking up, I think, too, because I didn't sleep well last night. Like, I was up at 6 a.m., then I slept until 9 a.m. My issue is, sleeping well makes my streaming better, but not sleeping makes my YouTube progress better. And YouTube's been popping off lately. We, I don't know if I may have put it in the Discord, but we did hit monetization, which is nice. I only needed like something like 200 hours left when I released that last video 2 days ago on Wednesday. And we're already at 1,000 watch hours on that one. So that means we only need 200 left until we hit phase 2 monetization or YouTube partner. So that's gonna be fun. Hey, I live in Australia. It's 4 a.m. right now. I'm only here because I'm working the night shift at the post office at a Christmas rush. Oh god, that's so rough. Usually, I feel like I'm gonna throw up every time I try to drink coffee. Ah, fair. Did I tell you you replaced the radio in my truck? You did not. What'd you replace it with? Oh yeah, never drink coffee. Okay, so I will say most streams I actually just drink coffee and that's my breakfast. Not recommended. Not good for you. I can do it because I'm immune to my caffeine addiction. The caffeine's addicted to me. But for the average person, don't do that. That's a bad idea. Also, look at the size of cup I drink. 1 second, why am I so small today? There we go. Big Rorston is watching, chat. Big Florston is watching, look at him there. Why? What's going on? There we go. Move, no, because that puts you out of frame. What is going on today? You know what, that's good enough. Let's put it there. That at least looks a little bit more proportional to my coffee mug. That is a really big mug now that I think about it. The gloves and trowel are proportional. Actually, I guess, yeah, can't have my trowel on because it's on the table right there. Zoom in on Forston and enhance it. But do you guys want just chatting with Forston today? 1 second. Alright, there you guys go. Okay. We're just chatting with Forston today. And Bluetooth and also backup camera. Oh, I thought you were telling my camera to back up. No, you have a backup camera in your car. That's pretty good. I will say, I very rarely use my backup camera. But, zoom on Forston enhance. You can always trust the people with insert addiction to tell you how bad it is. Oh, absolutely. No, you should not replace it with new radio if it's a screen. Oh, cool. Okay, so I will say, there's a lot of modern advances in cars I dislike. Let's talk about cars as someone who's not a car guy. There's a lot of advancements with cars that I dislike. I think backup cameras are good, but people don't use them right. A lot of those safety features that automatically do stuff for you, absolutely not. There should be no automation when it comes to driving a car, in my opinion. Because A, that just leads to worse drivers, and B, automation can fail. Human error is big, don't get me wrong, but at least human error, we have someone to blame. Because imagine, like, you know, like, I don't know, I don't like the idea of fully automated cars. I'll put it that way. And then I also don't like, I know it's for like a green initiative. I hate it when the engine turns off if you come to a stop. I had a rental like that when I was waiting to get my car. Absolutely despise that stuff. Because what that means is it means that, you know, if you ever in a split-second situation, you can't do shit because you have to wait for your car to restart. And yeah, it's like, oh, it's only like, you know, half a second to ignition. That's still half a second you could have used to make a different decision. Backup cams really are only necessary in modern cars which have zero rear would use massive pillars. Yeah. Well, that's the thing, right? That's why I said like backup cameras. So I drive a hatchback, right? I don't drive a big bulky car, and honestly, I keep getting fucking ads from Mitsubishi saying, "Hey, you should trade in your hatchback that we no longer produce for a big clunky SUV." And I'm like, "What the fuck would I ever do that?" Whenever it starts, sounds like a great way to burn out your starter motor and put extra stress on your engine. Yeah, but you don't understand, Captain Pip. It stops you from idling at fucking intersections. It's the dumbest shit. Okay, here I'm gonna come back because this is my opinion, not Forson's. I'll own up to this opinion. I think most modern advances in cars are stupid as hell. Like, we kind of already perfected the car. Move on, make a different technology. Make it, sure, make that shit more aerodynamic, don't care. Make that shit more aesthetic, don't care. But stop fucking around with what we know. Start-stop is so unnerving. I know, right? Anytime I have a car with start-stop, I feel, before I know it has start-stop, I'm like, oh shit, did the engine just die? You know what I mean? Like, and it's such a minuscule effect on the environment. You're like, oh yeah, but you just don't idle. It's like, okay, but sure, and I guess at scale, it makes sense if every car has start-stop. But at that point, just make every car electric, or make it hybrid. My ideal type of car is I would love to have an electric car that can swap to gas for highway driving. So like, if I'm in my city, if I'm in just my little city, I use the electric half of my car. It's like, I love the idea of hybrid technology. So if I'm driving around my city, I just, use electric, I go home, I plug it in, right? I'm like, oh shit, I need to go to the next city over, switch that to internal combustion, we're good to go. I realize it would probably be a lot bulkier, but it'd be such a nicer way to drive. All right, what am I missing in chat here? Drive a 2004 Chevy Silverado. Very nice. Use mine to align truck forward and back direction and also not hit the bushes in the trade school parking lot because they're too close to the fucking curb. Yeah, no, again, backup cameras I'm okay with. I think people, my issue with backup cameras isn't the technology. I think the technology is actually great. You should be able to get like a 360 view of your car. Just, it's safer. My issue with backup cameras is that everyone just only uses the backup camera and they don't fucking look where else they're going. I've been in so many cars where we've almost gotten hit because the driver only used the backup camera and didn't shoulder check. Or almost hit someone because they did this. Had a rental with one of those remote trunks. Why on the Great Blue Seas would you put the bottom bit close to the trunk on the very bottom lip that is over your head when you go to access the trunk? Yeah, honestly, like, I don't think humans design vehicles anymore. Like, I've seen all these modern cars, like, within like the last 5 years. I don't think any of them were designed by a human. Or at least designed by someone who drives a car. Just a modern fad, will be placed when we go back to some wavering. Oh god. Safety is nice, but it reduces visibility, which makes it less safe again. Well, exactly, right? I like hydrogen because you can still get vroom vroom noises, although ice hydrogen is not efficient. It's just so cool. Yeah, I that's my issue with hydrogen, is that it's not quite, the technology isn't quite there yet. But I would be full hydrogen once it is there. It's like, I'm very pro-nuclear. Even before a buddy of mine started working at a nuclear plant. Like, I've always been very pro-nuclear. And especially because Canada has, like, sorry, we're going to talk about energy prices today, chat. But, like, Canada has one of the largest reserves of uranium in the world. We have the CANDU reactors. We have the new SMUs. Small modular units? No. I know it's something modular unit. I forget what the first part of the anyway, the point is we have, like, you grab 4 of these units and that powers the entire, like, county, right? Or municipality in Canada, or county in the States. Barony if you're living in the UK. And if you're living in a different country, I'm sorry, I don't know your provincial breakdowns. But nuclear so based, annoyed, but I had to give this W to France. Well, exactly, right? Like, there's no, like, I understand the big nuclear scares, Chernobyl and the 2010 Fukushima reactor. But, like, first off, Fukushima happened because of a tsunami. I don't think inland Canada is going to have any tsunamis soon. And if we do, we have bigger problems with a nuclear meltdown. We need the Xiaomi SU7 in America. It's so incredibly bullshit we can't have it. I don't know what that one is. So I'm not a car guy. I'm just giving my opinions on things I don't know about. Hydrogen is most useful in static situations where it can be generated and consumed in the same space. Transporting hydrogen is a pain in the ass because it constantly leaks. Well, yeah, there's that too, right? Ah, yes, the orb. Genesis literally has a crystal orb as a shifter. Does it? Simply invent a smaller atom. True. What if we split the atom so that we could we'd use the power from that split to power our cars? Ah. Can you imagine if like we had like the Fallout style nuclear cars? The IRA would have been so different. The troubles would have been a lot more troubling. Same with the FLQ in Quebec. But imagine the Toyota Wars if we had like the Fallout 1950 styles like nuclear trucks. Toyota Wars would have gone hard. Whatever wars had a lot of like technicals. How did I get on how do I get here? I know my brain is wandering today because I'm tired, but oh my god, how did I get here? Alright, one second, I just realized I'm in the wrong version of FTD. I need to swap back to the alpha. Actually, I don't think I need to swap back to. I'll just be in the stable branch. I don't think the alpha test has anything in it right now. You split the atom, and all of a sudden you see the sun at point blank. There's been a fun German YT vid about it. Okay. I mean, they would not explode, just leak. What, the atoms? I'm pretty sure if you split it, it explodes, doesn't it? Isn't that like the whole point? Custom design model autos. It's a great vid if you speak German. Okay. Well, why'd I use German subtitles when I not just use English subtitles on a German video? Unstable with the new Christmas crafts like Santa's Workshop. True. Hey, B, enjoy your lurk. Say hi to Tough Bean for me. I see she's streaming. Also just chatting. Been a builder's block of FTD. Honestly, I'm in the same boat as you right now. That's why I've been playing Elden Ring again. Elden Ring inspired my custom campaign the first time around, so I'm hoping it inspires something this time. Well, okay, I should say I'm in a builder's block. I'm not in a builder's block. I'm actually doing a lot of building. It's just I do it throughout the week, and then I get to like stream, and I'm like, I don't want to build today. You know what I mean? Maybe build someone which uses a reactor for debug guard. Oh, that's fun. You can debug a guard ship using a nuclear reactor. Nice. Diesel needs glow plugs to start. Talking about Diesel with Codal, or like Diesel isn't the type of engine? Because honestly, I'm down to either, because I will slander Diesel with this. That's really funny to me. I don't think it's what you meant, but it's really funny if I misinterpret it. What if we use uranium as glow plugs? I feel like that would have a lot of issues. The issue with nuclear cars, when it comes down to it, is the fact that human error. I would not trust a nuclear car to be on the road. You know what I mean? Car crashes exist. Well, that's exactly it, right? I do not trust humans to, like. I'm sorry, but especially the generation since COVID and just the sense of entitlement that they have. Maybe I'm just too old. Maybe, you know, maybe my parents' generation fought the same about my generation with our sense of entitlement, but I feel like with the current, actually, you know what? No, because it's it's multi-generational sense of entitlement. It's not just like Gen Z. Like everyone since COVID has just started acting more entitled, and I just do not trust nuclear cars in a world where people cannot take responsibility for their actions. Fuck! I fat fingered something to the book. The Morse demon a guardman. Ah, okay. But if he slips and mimic spheres, oh god. Car crash would just turn the car into a glorified dirty bomb. Well, that's what I'm saying, right? Like, I think nuclear energy is, yeah, give us electric cars and then just let us charge them with nuclear energy. Because one of the things that always gets me is like, Alberta, huge energy sector, right? Oil, oil, oil. Saskatchewan has all the uranium right there, and there's quite a bit in Alberta as well. Why don't we just go, you know, Alberta, nuclear, nuclear, nuclear. What's fun fact is because oil companies don't want you to know this, chat. Oh, sorry, I hit mute there by accident. I promise I am safe. I am not being threatened by an oil company. But, like, you have this entire energy sector that can very easily be retrained and repurposed to green energy. But instead, we're like, actually, you know, wind turbines will actually affect the environment more than coal mine in the Rockies will. Teehee. So now we don't have any clean energy. Such a stupid fucking thing. I hate this shit down about nuclear plants. Yeah, because I thought Germany was doing that and getting more coal, which is wild to me. I think you think Germany would be on the ball with that. You guys are literally known for your engineering. And also energy sector. Why? Like, I guess, yeah, Germany has a lot of coal, so it can get away with that. But, like, it is strange, isn't it? You gotta change one thing on the engine, you gotta hit it with enough radiation to hit a Geiger counter, you don't even know. Oh, God. Yeah, you gotta hit it with enough radiation, but you hear someone else's Geiger counter. That's crazy. But yeah, and then what else was there to yap about today? I had a list originally, but I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm low energy today. I'll be surprised if we even make it to roasts. Majority of left people here hate nuclear. I wonder if it's a holdout from the Cold War because of the Chernobyl. Because that would make more sense for a European. Because like we don't really have like the anti-nuclear sentiment in Canada, at least because of Chernobyl. We have it because of the oil companies. Because the oil sands are our bread and butter, right? At least they were when the US was playing ball. Now that the US is a rogue state for the moment, it's a little bit more hit or miss. That is the Fury, yeah. Would have been the battleground. Ah, that makes sense, yeah. But what else was there? And then yeah, like obviously I know Fukushima deterred quite a bit of the nuclear push into 2010s. But also Canada's, you know, we're still delivering CANDU reactors, right? So I think we just installed some in India last year. And I'm gonna go trade school. Yeah, no worries, have a good one, Monster Kicker. We have massive coal industry. Well, yeah, your guys' coal industry is our oil, right? Like, so there's God, lobbying was such a fucking mistake. Political donations, lobbying. We really need to reduce, like, the legislative branch in government back to public servants. Because similar to video games being ruined with the addition of money, now we're having, well, actually politics has always been ruined by money, let's be honest. That's not a new concept. Yeah. And to extract oil from oil sand is hard and expensive, right? Yep. So it pretty much comes out with like a tar-like consistency. It's incredibly dirty crude, and it requires so much specialized processing, which only really the States has, which is why we were so focused on getting Keystone XL. Because we wanted to take all the crude from Canada and put it directly into the States, make big money that way. The issue is Biden said no to it. And I understand why. Having a pipeline that large, that long, would have been great for my job security. But unfortunately, just... I understand why the Americans said no to it. Like, I don't... It sucks. I don't blame them, though. Because, there, again, at the time, you know, 2020 to 2024, it was believed that oil was a fading industry, which it should have been. Like, honestly, I fully believe had we, you know, like, I wish we had done more, because oil should have been fading by now had we started back in like 2015. Well, I say fade, I say fade, not fading, but you know what I mean. Like, it was begin to phase it out. But God, I am not feeling well today, guys. I apologize. Probably shouldn't have streamed today. Honestly, we might just have today as like a yapping stream, and then I might have to cancel roast today because I'm not feeling well today, guys. It's one of those things where I was like, I wasn't feeling well before stream, and I was like, okay, but I don't want to cancel, so like I'll go ahead with it. And now that I'm like, because like normally like once I get into the flow of streaming, I'm feeling better. But now I'm like, oh god, I just feel worse. One of those rare days where streaming does not improve my what's it called? It's not a mental thing. I'm actually mentally I'm feeling quite good today. I think it's just like physically I am just ill. Oh no, so nah, it happens. Might just be one of those days we raid out early, honestly. That being said, I have to go quickly do something. I will be right back, chat. I apologize. Whoopsie. Basically, all you missed was me saying, welcome back. I had to deal with something at my front door there. Congratulations on all you hitting your 1 year mark. Also, I'm back from trade school. Sure was an exhausting day. And what was the pain industry is that hydrocarbon fuels are the best balance of portable energy that we have. Well, that's why I was saying, I wish it was a fading industry, not that it is. It should have been. Look how your country and huge traditionalized are going to be the best options for vehicles outside of urban centers. Australia has, and that, again, that's what I was talking about. Ideally, I would want a hybrid, right? Because I live in one of those urban centers that's a little bit out of the way. Didn't realize he's that good at singing. Like, could you imagine if it was just me lip syncing Nier Automata? But I will say, honestly, I think I might just shut it down today. I know that sucks, but yeah, no, I got back. I'm really not feeling well today, guys. It's one of those things where I don't want to have to rush through reviews because I'm not feeling well and I want to get it over and done with. So yeah, we might shut her down today. Browser 10 months, wow. Holy paragraph. No, that's okay. Awesome. Yeah, it's well, because like it's a balance of like I want to be able to provide reviews for you guys, right? But I also don't want to provide a shitty review that doesn't mean anything, right? So you know what I mean? Hope you recover. Thank you guys, I appreciate it. I'll try and get the next YouTube video out this weekend as well, hopefully. The Dwarf Fortress one is a lot easier to record because it doesn't take 6 hours. It's just a lot harder to edit because it's a lot more history. I've effectively done a Dwarf Fortress challenge run, but it's actually just, it's a history video, it's a history of education video disguised as a Dwarf Fortress challenge run. But, what else have I wanted to do? Yeah, I was talking about, like, what if I did, like, historically accurate Elden Ring runs? That'd be fun. Well, we can talk a little bit. I'm probably not going to boot up FTD today, because I'm not... I'm, like, physically sweating just from sitting down. And it's not like an exertion event. It's like, you know how like when you get like sometimes you get super overheated if you have like a fever? I was fine today when I woke up. I got up, had my bloody nose, got my coffee. Now I'm sitting here and I'm like, I can feel the fever taking hold. Does that make sense? I know it sounds weird, but yeah. But we'll be back tomorrow. I'll do a few roasts. This YouTuber drug. Hey, I'm not a YouTuber yet. I am at I think I'm at 1,125 subscribers on YouTube. So my Twitch is still bigger. I'm still a streamer until my YouTube becomes bigger. Okay. What am I at actually? Let's check. Yeah. Yeah, I'm at 1,125. So I'm still safe from being YouTuber derogatory. It's not like Arrow. Well, I am surprised at how fast my YouTube caught up to my my Twitch. But have you seen the progress pics I posted in the Discord? I'm saying as I haven't posted the updated ship and roasting. I don't. So I know someone tagged me yesterday in a post. I just ignored it. Yesterday was my little self-care day. When your body is stagnant, the symptoms don't stir and activate. Yeah, I know. Like literally just walking between like the door up the stairs back here and I'm like, oh my god, like I'm sweating, like I'm clammy, I'm nauseous right now. It's not a good look. You're less than 100 away. Don't say that. I'm at 1199 and I'm at, so YouTube's at 1125. Here I'm at 1199. Look, I can make it, okay, chat? I know that feeling get well soon. I'll try. Thank you guys, I appreciate it. I gotta go drive home, but I get no worries, Master Cook, have a good one. Oh, I hate being sick, chat. All right, let's get a game plan, okay? So tomorrow we'll do roasts, just straight into roast, no chatting beforehand. I was doing fine 25 minutes ago, but now fatigue has hit me like a chair. Yeah, that's exactly how I'm feeling. I felt good when I woke up today. Like I knew I was sick last night, right? That's why I couldn't sleep. But I felt good waking up today, so I was like, that's okay. We'll just push through it, right? Because again, normally once I get into the flow of streaming, I'm feeling pretty good. But kind of low. Just got back from physical therapy and have a bunch of sweet potatoes. Nice. You should make some sweet potato fries out of it. I'm not gonna lie, I love sweet potatoes more than normal potatoes. Not a big potato guy because I grew up with it too much. You know, like when you eat something too much and you kind of just don't like it. But sweet potatoes completely changed like mashed potatoes for me. They changed Fries for me. I fucking love sweet potato fries. They're so good, especially homemade ones with a nice chipotle mayo. It's so fucking good. It has no right being that good. Can we talk about that? Because it's lower calories than normal fries. Actually, you know what? Let me double check that. Me when I spread misinformation on the internet. Calories versus regular. Sweet potato fries and regular french fries are remarkably similar in calories and fat when deep fried, usually ranging from 350 to 500. That's an AI overview, and I don't trust it. So sweet potatoes do have more vitamins. But yeah, so calories, fat, and carbs are the same when frying. So bacon versus frying matters more than the type of potato. That's interesting. All right, so if I bake my sweet, actually, to be fair, I do prefer baked fries over deep fried. It's controversial, I know, but I think I'm addicted to potatoes, man. Well, see, that's the thing. I grew up with so many potato dishes, right? Like, I remember, it's the same reason why I don't eat many roasts nowadays, because every Sunday we'd have a roast with like potatoes and some type of salad, right? Very healthy diet growing up, don't get me wrong, but also it's just one of those things where, yeah, okay, you know what? We're gonna get the deep lore, okay? I remember growing up, Tuesdays were the extracurricular day, so my dad would cook instead of my mom, because mom would be at school with our extracurriculars. And so I remember dad would always make his own, like, he hated hamburger helper from the box. I remember this vividly. Or maybe he liked it and then my mom hated it. One of them hated the hamburger helper from the box. So we just started doing, like, he would just make hamburger. Then he'd make homemade hamburger helper without the box, right? Just like, you know, macaroni, hamburger, cheese. And then I would get home and I would just like douse it with spices. Like I would do like garlic powder, onion powder, pepper. I forget what else I'd put. It would really depend on the day too. And then I would just, you know, hit that with Frank's Red Hot Sauce. And that was every Tuesday. Still make that, by the way. That one's a good one. I love that recipe. Though I've changed it now to include a little bit less hamburger and pasta and a little bit more veggies. Like I'll add peppers into it. I'll like bell peppers. I'll add tons of other stuff, right? Just pretty much whatever. It's a fridge day for me. Like I'll just get rid of whatever's out of my fridge because Tuesday is my first day off. And like Tuesday is the start of my weekend, so I tend to just cook whatever's left over and then I do grocery shopping on Wednesday morning. And then what else do I have? Yeah, Saturday I remember was steak night. I have not cooked a steak since owning my own house. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a fan of steaks. Grew up with too many, and they were good steaks, mind you. Like my dad and mom were both excellent on the barbecue. I just cannot. I would not touch another steak unless I go back home. Oh hey, how's it going? I'm the merciless beef testosterone. That's incredible. Every Friday you still have a roast? Yeah, true. Monday as well. Never tried baked fries before? It's just a little bit healthier. It tastes healthier too. So like you kind of need a little bit more salt on it, at which point you're kind of removing the point of making it healthier. I'm gonna cook rice with corned beef. Oh, good choice. I gotta go to the store today, so I might, I didn't plan my, I didn't do groceries this week because we got hit with a blizzard, so. I gotta do groceries at some point today. And then, what else do I have? Yeah, then Sunday were the roasts. And then I think Fridays were occasionally like takeout nights if my mom and dad were busy. I remember back then, it used to be $30 to feed the 4 of us at McDonald's, and my mom would always complain that it's too expensive. And nowadays, like you're lucky if it's not $30 to get a fucking Happy Meal. It's insane how. Like, it's insane how much, I know, like, inflation is, you know, inflation always happens, but it's insane how much it's popped up in my lifetime, let alone my parents. Because my mom remembers when a Big Mac was like 79 cents, right? So, good God, I know, right? I remember gas under $1 per liter. Like, pre-COVID. Maybe I am old. Yeah. Hey, Hamster, how are you doing today? I'm sick, so we probably won't be doing many roasts. I'm just gonna chat for now until until my little fever takes over and I just give up. But we'll see how that goes there. Yeah, going back to content, because that is something I wanted to talk about. I'm doing Dwarf Fortress right now. So I think Dwarf Fortress format, I'm very happy with. EU5 format, I'm very happy with. From the Depths. Let's talk about From the Depths content, because that's what you guys are here for most of the time anyway. Obviously, we enjoy doing roasts, but I don't really want to... I don't want to move roasts to a YouTube format. I think that would kind of ruin the whole point of it. I know Wrench does his Wreckfest too on YouTube, and I'd rather we don't step on each other's toes. Because I think he has a YouTube format better than anything I could make anyway. And then I have the Twitch format to a T. Yeah, it's gotta be live. Yeah, it's just part of the experience, right? Custom faction challenge delayed then? Yeah, I'm not able to, I'm not able to, like, get my mind to a place right now where I can give valuable feedback. I'm kind of running on autopilot as, like, my head hurts, my tummy hurts. What else hurts right now? Just everything. Everything hurts, chat. I'm, like, actively, like, dying from heat, even though it's, like, only 65 in this room right now, because I've had my window open. Run the diagnostic. Basil build, true. I'm overheating in winter temperatures. I want my pals drink to be shown like it's done, you know? Fair enough. From the Depths, but yeah, so content-wise, my stomach hurt and I'm mad at the government. True! That's me for real, for real. I'm mad at the government and my tummy hurt. Oh yes, FTD content. So, I've been watching a lot of Lafrix lately as I've been editing, honestly, because he's kind of nice to have a second monitor content. And I've been thinking, would you guys want a similar format for me doing adventure mode, except it's like Deep Underground only? Is what I'm envisioning right now. Geek second monitor, true. God, I would love to be able to yap with Laughing about FTD content creation. It'd be so much fun to talk to, but I know he's busy. But, so... Ideally, what it would be is I would pretty much do in the same format as Lafrix, but instead of doing single weapon runs, I would be doing single faction runs. So, like, I'd be like, can I beat adventure mode? It's Deep Underground only. Can I beat... And that might just be a nicer precursor to the campaign Deep Underground onlys. Because at that point, I only need a few designs. And then what I would do is I probably wouldn't build... I'd probably just use pre-saved blueprints. So I would probably start with something like the Selkie or the Yellowfin. And then I would move over to, like, you know, the Privateer. I'll probably make the Castaway, which I gave the name to someone else who submitted a Castaway today. Apologies, by the way, because I'm not getting to it. But, what else do you mean you won't have to build for the challenge? Well, there's that too, right? It would save me a lot of time if I can just swap between Deep Underground designs. Sounds hilarious and interesting. But that's what I was thinking, right? So I spawn in, I redo the blueprint so it's one of my already built designs, and then we just go from there. Gotta make sure you're not decking stuff while getting shot by a Megalodon. Well, I would only rebuild in blue zones. I feel like the appeal of the adventure mode is building under pressure, though. Okay, but thinking Lafrix's videos, he doesn't really build under pressure. He kind of just time lapses all of it. Like that would be a me side only thing that you wouldn't see in the final video, right? Does that make sense? Like, I understand what you mean, Henry, but I don't think that would apply to this format. You get to use fan builds? Perhaps. If the fan builds are good enough, sure. But honestly, I think, respectfully as possible, I think the majority of my builds are probably better than the average fan build I receive. And I don't mean that to sound conceited, I just mean that as, you know, like... I don't have too many completed builds, but the ones that are done are very up to code. Spawn in, builds an army of rats with missiles, true. Lap also builds and designer. Well, that's what I'm saying, right? Like, it's kind of easier just to build and then retrofit. Dying from heat at 65 degrees. Cracked triple digits in the warehouse during initial shift. We got out the backup pan. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm overheating in 65, which is how I know I have a fever. Because I should not be overheating when it's 65. You're more familiar with your own builds. There's that too, right? Okay, new Hunter Reparaton bid, even saved from roastinglessness. Nice, that's good. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize that I'm not going to be able to go for the usual 4 hours. I'm going to hit 1 hour, I think, and then we'll stop it off there. But, I think the appeal is the progress. You start with yeah, so it would still be a progress. Oh, you have a fever, understand. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? Like, that's how I know I'm sick, is because I should not be overheating in 65. Especially wearing a tank top and shorts. And I'm still overheating. Like, I am definitely sick. So I'm gonna go wrap myself up in blankets. Oh, I should get some soup. Do I have any soup? I'm gonna ask Soup to bring soup on the way back from work. But, actually, no, I shouldn't ask her out. Pretty sure she's having, like, a rough day at work, so I won't ask her out. Tank tops in the room. Just sweat it out. That's the plan, yeah. Yeah, the progress is also pretty big. From the soup store? No, from the clothes store, actually. Actually, I think I have some beef stock. I might be able to make my own soup. Like I said, like my mental faculties are there. It's not like a man cold where, you know, like you got taken out for 2 to 3 business days. It's just something is wrong. I just can't prove it yet. I'm looking at myself like dokes. But it's why are you buying clothes from the soup store? No, I'm buying soup from the clothes store. Why are you buying clothes at the soup store? I'm so happy people still know ye ancient arts. But, sorry, I'm on dial-up. Give me a second. What was I gonna say? What was I gonna say? I actually forgot where I was going. Oh, progress. Yes, thank you. Okay, so the progression is big, yeah. So like, let's say I would start off with you have a beef stock. No, that was the tangent. I need to go back to the FTD adventure mode. So let's say FTD adventure mode. Okay, we start off with like a vanguard because that is one of my builds, and then maybe I just replace the front APS with the front cram with an APS. Hey, Araya, how's it going? I even had the energy to stream. I feel bedridden from the mildest fever ever. Well, that's what I'm saying, right? That's why I said it feels weird today, because, like, normally a cold would take me out for 2 to 3 business days. But, like, I don't know what's going on. It's like, I woke up fine today, I sat down, and I immediately just am like, ugh. Which is weird, because, like I said, normally streaming makes it better, right? They almost jammed when they went out boating, but I got watermelon to keep me floating. Hell yeah. But, yeah, so, like, let's say we start off with the Vanguard, except I replace it probably with an APS, because Cram wouldn't be... Actually, Cram would still work at that area. I would still have to redo the gun anyway, though. And then we just kind of go from there, right? So... we'd have the Vanguard, and then maybe we upgrade into... probably the Castaway, which would be my two front turret, no rear turret. Keep under guard craft. Imagine like an old style Corsair, not the Catamaran one, but an old style Corsair. So rear paddle wheel. Pretty much just a smaller APS freebooter now that I think about it. But yeah, because I'm trying to think of like I don't know how it's honestly I've never played adventure mode, so I don't know how it scales. Or I've never played vanilla adventure mode. I did play contested mists. But I don't know how it scales. Oh, also, Araya, I don't know if you saw, I sent you a link for the sheepskin, like how to make stuff out of sheepskin. I don't know if that interests you, but it's a really interesting video, because I was watching that as we were chatting the other day. And, it's a very interesting video. And I kind of, that's the kind of stuff I want to be able to do in the future. You never played it? I had no reason to. Adventure mode didn't seem like fun to me. I understand it's the second most played, like, format, but I've always preferred the narrative at Campaigns Craft. Because FTD has incredible dynamic storytelling, right? Because sometimes you can completely flatten a faction, and other times they hit you with 5 squirrels in the first month, and you just kind of die. So, what happened to the Garjon Wolves? It's not my problem. I gave them a template for what to do. They said that's a little bit too complex. I said, okay. And then it was handed off to Warless, I think, and then SCW. SCW really hasn't touched them since I left in 2023. You nerds have funsies? Thank you, Herza. You have a good night, okay? But yeah, because we have the Fenrir, which is a design that Potad and I worked on for it, but they said it was too hard to replicate. So they were going to have Warless make up a new one, and then nothing ever happened. They did take my lore, at least, though, which I don't mind, because I think that is actually pretty good lore. Especially when, you know, you have a submarine-only faction. It's hard to make them cool. And I think my Sea Jackal is the only design that's still accepted. Oh, no, there's a few other ones now. But, nah, I think Kerjan would need a complete rework from the ground up, honestly. Yeah, because I think Warless got involved with his job IRL, so he doesn't have much time to play anymore, and no one else has really wanted to take on Kerjala. In your own stream, you'll have no mod, no chair. Oh, it's okay. I can mod myself, I'm just chatting. I can mod myself when just chatting, it's just during games. And for the most part, basically, you were only mod because you knew the spoilers for Claire Obscure. And I didn't want to have to read the spoilers in order to remove them, right? Grip sub-faction? They'll get done eventually. I'm sure Spoon or Steel Pup will take it over eventually. I gotta watch the whole thing if I need to be ready for more. Only to be more ready for Animal Crossing. Well, that's the other part too, right? And you know what I mean? No worries. But, yeah, no, Animal Processing is really cool. I do love being able to do it. I remember dressing some pheasants that we hunted. My ex's dad and I hunted in 2021? 2022? I think it was 2021. Would have been 2020. Yeah, it would have been 2022. What am I saying? 2022. God, it's been 4 years. Yeah, but because 2020... Let me do some math here. 2019 was COVID, start of COVID. It would have been 2020... 2020 was start of... It would have been the fall of 2020. Because he was in Kuwait during the summer. So... Animal processing? Animals can compute? No, I mean like processing an animal. So like hunting. The Marine faction, where can I find their craft skill kit? That would be SCW, that's Stradani Civil War. That's it. What is the... Oh, this is a meal shop. I was like, that's not part of the soundtrack. There we go, let's go to Treasured Times. But, Ready of Animal Crossing? Oh, you know what, Connie? That would actually be... That would be like a Happy Tree Friends version of Animal Crossing. Animal Processing. That would traumatize a kid if they bought the wrong cartridge growing up. I get my Moray sub into a Deepwater Guard sub-faction? Probably not, because it's not a Deepwater Guard sub-faction. So SCW kind of evolved from the Deepwater Guard campaign aesthetic. They've kind of all taken their own way. So they do take rejects from Ashes quite often for Drillback and then modify them. So maybe you can ask. Like I said, though, I'm not in charge of KW anymore. I was Codal for KW from 2022 to 2023, and I pretty much set up a lot of the lore for them. And then I kind of went hands off on the project. Because I set up a style as well, but ends up that the style was too complex for people to copy, which sure. I do say skill issue to Bongo on that, but I understand, right? They're trying to get it done, but no one's made a style since. And verb your pet. Oh god. Oh, so like can your pet? Oh my god. Oh, okay, I got it. Can verb your pet. That's... Do you also have an atlatl? Oh my god. I don't know if that guy has made an atlatl yet, actually, the guy. But my ex's dad did not have an atlatl. No, we used Birdshot for that. And if there's any, you know, feds watching, specifically, he used a Birdshot for that. As I do not possess a firearms license, so therefore I never once fired the gun. Oh, it actually did pick up. I just watched the stream back. That actually did pick up. That's great. But of course. Yes, and this is exactly why I use an atlatl array, is because I do not have a license to own a firearm. I could get it. Honestly, I've been thinking of getting it lately. Like, I feel like knowing how to use a firearm is just a good skill to have. Like, I don't want a firearm, or any particular want of a firearm, but it's a good skill to have. You know what I mean? Especially like as more jobs for archaeology get put more and more into the Arctic. Because an atlatl doesn't quite have the stopping power that a firearm does. Unless you're a rabbit, who happens to be in my vegetable garden. In my defense, though, he had it coming. Also, it was completely unintentional. I only meant to scare him. God, that chick gave so many children drama. Oh, like, can you... Oh, you're like referencing stuff. I thought you were just making a joke, because I was like, can verb your pet. That's hilarious. You guys are funny. I didn't realize that was a reference to something. Is this a story similar to like the poodle in the microwave urban myth, which God I hope was an urban myth, but gonna throw a spear at a polar bear. Dart point actually. Spears were bigger. A spear would actually have more stopping power against a polar bear than a atlatl would. Actually, is that true? Because the spear, so I don't know the velocities on this because I didn't measure at the time, but I can throw a spear about, 20-ish meters. In atlatl, I was able to get up to 90 meters. So I don't know, like, the difference in velocity there. The atlatl was certainly much faster. But the spear obviously was a lot heavier. So it makes me... It's a flash game? Oh, that makes sense. Oh, that reminds me of Interactive Buddy. I want to play Interactive Buddy again now. That was a good game growing up. Like, for my spear with no handlebars? Hell yeah. Spears on average have more weight but are slower. Well, that's the thing, right? Interactive Buddy, yeah, I know. But, what else would it be? There was a lot of videos growing up. And, hell, even MP3s that ruined people. But, yeah, I'm trying to think that wouldn't... Because an atlatl, it's a slightly smaller projectile, right? But I feel like the speed kind of makes up for that. For lack of a better word. Congrats on the 1 hour stream, thank you. Honestly, I am starting to feel better, I will say. So let's just keep yapping for a little bit, and then we'll see if I can give reviews. I'll give myself like 20 minutes to see how I'm feeling. Because how many builds do we have today? Let's check. You know what? We don't have too many today. We'll push through. But I'm not going to accept any late submissions today. All right, chat. We're gonna rally. Merciless beef testosterone is an incredible name, Hampton. I feel bad because some people probably headed out thinking I wasn't gonna do it today, but I lied. I am feeling much better. All right. And this is what I said would happen. I said, I'd stream for a little bit and then I'll feel better, and I was right. The person is always right. Foundation strikes again. Yeah, we only have 12 designs today, or 14 designs today. We can do that. Talking about taking lives gives Ro more power. The rabbit's spirit was transferred to me. Lots of pictures even. True. There's a video on this exact topic. I forgot what the end result was though. Yeah, well, that's the thing, right? Like, it's one of those things where I'll discuss atlatls in my Dwarf Fortress video. Because I'm gonna mod crossbows to just be renamed to atlatls. And by mod I mean I'm gonna tell the audience, hey, suspension of belief, just look at this crossbow and call it an atlatl for the sake of the video. Because I don't want to have to mod in more weapons. I've already modded in a lot of primitive weapons. I Interactive Buddy until I got bored and beeline missiles. Well, that's the pin, right? Interactive Buddy is such a great expose of the psychological of like the early 2000s, because like you'd have people who would like treat their buddy really nice, because like for those of you that don't know, Interactive Buddy was a flash game where you could earn money by interacting with your buddy. It was just a little like sphere with like little sphere arms and legs and a head, and like you could pet him and you would get money. You could stab him, you'd get money. Like no matter what, as long as you were interacting with him, you would get money, which you would then be able to buy more unlocks to interact in more ways with him. And one of the things is that like it really showed people the difference, because I remember there was a girl in my class, because we'd played it during computer lab, And there'd be a girl in my class who was always super nice to the buddy, right? Whereas like all the guys would like, you know, rip him apart, like rip and tear like Doom. And it was always interesting because it's just one of those fins. Oh, Weight of the World, I love this song. Oh, this is gonna make me cry, chat. But it's one of those fins that's really interesting psychologically, because like, should we have had access to that game? Absolutely not. But the school, my school never really blocked websites. So, never playing the shit out of Flash games, like tons of Flash racing games. Yeah, I remember racing games. I remember Castle Clout, which eventually became Angry Birds. I remember Pandemic, which eventually became Plague Inc. Whatever games were copied from Flash games growing up. Lots of tower defense games. I remember the Grow series of games. That was always fun. I should just do a day where I just go through all my favorite Flash games growing up. Like go to Armor Games. Is Armor Games even still up? I know. I got an email notification saying that. Oh yeah, they're still up. Look at that. Wild. Yeah, you know what? Maybe one of these days we'll just go. Oh, what about Addicting Games? Is that still up? The Armor Games is still up. Addicting Games. Addicting Games is still up. What else? Whatever site had it. Hoodamath. I remember that. Yeah. Okay. Hoodamath. Because Hoodamath was the only one that wasn't banned on our school by the time I could remember how to use it. But yeah. All the old classics are still up. Don't forget Miniclip. I never actually played on Miniclip. Miniclip was after my time. Or at least I never came up for me, because I would play on Addicting Games, I would play on Armor Games, I would play on Hoodamath. I had a flip phone for the longest time. I never had a flip phone, but I did have a Windows phone as my first phone. You ever play a Nitrom game like Bad Ice Cream? That sounds like it's after my time. I had a laptop but never went online much. I would use my mom's laptop to play Minecraft. But then also what else? When I got my own PC 2014, before then I would either use my mom's computer from her animation classes, or I would use my brother's computer for Rome Total War. But interestingly enough, on the computers, I never went on the internet browser. Whereas on the laptop, I would pretty much exclusively use the internet browser. That's kind of curious now that I think about it. I had a Nokia. I was told I could. Yeah, I had a Nokia Lumia as my first phone. Current one broke. My next phone was a smartphone. Yeah. You know what? Let's make a list of all the games I remember. Yeah, because I remember Feudalism. Feudalism 2, and then Feudalism 3 was different. I didn't like it. There was Scrap Metal Heroes. Loved Scrap Metal Heroes. Castle Clout is always a classic. Jacksmith was pretty good. There was like the whole variety of like racing games where you had to like, or the sled games too. Like Penguin Sled, where you have to like upgrade the sled so it flies further. Almost like classic upgrade games. Like there's so many genres of Flash games that you just don't get with modern gaming, even in the indie sector. Did you ever play Motherload? No, never heard of it. Learn to Fly. Yes, that's it. Thank you. Yeah, Learn to Fly specifically was the one I remember. And then what else was there? You know what? We'll think about it as we review today. Today's reviews are going to be scuffed. I apologize. But this is what we get from me pushing through being EP. God, I love this song. It's so good. Wait, somehow. Yeah, I want to do a cover of this. It'd be so good. I want to give all these Flash games a try out. They're still around. You can still play them. And this one, mobile games are actual games. Yeah, Candy Crush kind of ruined the mobile sector. I'm not gonna lie to you. But having to end in stream, I decided against it. And plus, this way, the people who didn't stick around to just chat get duped out of a live review. The epic prank. Also, no, I just kind of rallied halfway through. I was talking about how I accidentally hit a rabbit with an atlatl one time, and it just kind of reinvigorated me. Friv, I don't remember Friv. What was Friv? Bubble tanks, I remember, because that was the precursor to Shell Shock. Or actually, no, that was just tanks, and then Shell Shock came out in 2015, 2014. I played Shell Shock on my YouTube channel private in all of my videos. Actually, it was really funny. Araya and I were talking about Banished the other day, like the little city builder. And she was asking me, like, oh, hey, do you have a Let's Play series on that? And I was like, I do, but it's from 2015. I had 7 videos. A maximum of, I think the entire series itself only got like 200 views between the 7 videos. He's actually experiencing terminal lucidity right now. He went over the event horizon and me went about my 3rd day of being awake, honestly. They killed Flash a while ago and you need an emulator now to play them? Yeah, but I have an emulator for it. Bubble Tanks is prehistoric game, but a reassembly somewhere. Yeah, I remember Bubble Tanks. Good lord, Eep. Yeah, Basil, go to bed. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit my mic there. Alright, the second Schwer Corvette. Reminder that I refuse to pronounce German correctly. This is on principle. This is not due to inability. This is due to being on principle. Alright, first one I see. Where's the Barbette Horsenator? I can tell this is your hull style. Once again, you cook on your hull. Actually, I don't like this little side bulge here. I think this kind of ruins your profile. Either make this entire face. Actually, no, you can't even make this entire face one out because then that ruins your stern profile. Yeah, no. I would get rid of the little the little torpedo bulge on the side. Or at the very least, flatten it out over here, because this isn't it, Chief. Hey, 40 and Babe, welcome in. Johnny boy, hey, whoa, 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 you rat! You rat, 40 and Babe. I've had my hard hat on the entire time, what are you saying? You absolute rat! How's it going? It's good to see you. Yeah, but all my ships have it now, the front is a bit rough. Okay, so the front, honestly, I think is fine. I love your hull profiles. You've had a very consistent hull profile, and I think you kind of need to keep that if you're doing this as a faction. Big stern, thin front, very good. So no, it's good to see you, man. Yeah, no, it's good to see you. Someone get Ocean in here now. How to make Barbette without the guns higher? Remove this bottom layer and put it on the hull. You'll have to remove a little bit of back here. But right now, like, this turret, like, look how far, like, again, so I've talked about this before where you kind of make it look like an elongated snout and it doesn't look good. So move this one up here. That's the wrong button. Move this one here. There you go. And then either just, you know, if you want to keep it there, just round up the base and maybe give it a little bit of a pleak on the sides. Or just do what I do and... I guess you can't do it that way, can you? Alright. Yeah, you'll have to figure out yourself how to do this. But, even just something like this already makes it a little bit more shaped. Do you see that? How it feels a little bit more solid than snout-like? Yeah, you're, huh? I'm kind of busy. At least I had my first F1 sessions with my team. Nice! That's good to hear. And yeah, no, it's been an entire year, eh? Okay, you still have a person? Violating health and safety work. Yeah, Johnny Boy OSHA. Again, how is everyone? I've been doing quite well. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie. I'm running a fever today, and I'm kind of losing my mind. Chad has dubbed it as terminal stun, apparently, or terminal lucidity stun. But we're doing okay. Yeah, so I would kind of fix it like this, Horsenator, and then obviously repaint it. You see how that shaping just gets you a little bit more. Here, let's put it back to how you had it on this side, so you can see the difference. Oops, that's the wrong way. There you go. So do you see how, like, the difference there? It also, you have so much barrel deco that looks good here. Well, I would shorten it down by 1 segment. So I would put the muzzle brake here. But do you see how that just adds a little bit more shape in, and it doesn't really, like, you kind of don't need a barbette now. Anything below 500 tons of obsidian is shambolic. Might want more counterweight to the barrel. Yeah, there's that too. You could extend it further back. But I think even just rounding off the nose already fixes most of his turret's issue. The gun is even longer. Oh god. Well, I look, that's up to you. But I'm just saying how you'd fix it aesthetically. Bridge is fine. Yeah, like, no, your hull is good. Your detection equipment. I will argue, your detection is very detailed, whereas the rest of your hull is not. So I would definitely look into adding some detail to the rest of your hull as well. Like, you have the anchors here. You have the anchor ports, which is nice, but your anchor is a little bit off from them. But like maybe put some chains going up to the sides for the anchors. They're probably internal, but having them external would add some detail. Why is this just a... What's going on here? Interesting. Okay. So instead of doing it like this, why do you not... Ah, I see what you didn't do. Okay, so in that case... Oh, you made it out. Hate the way you did this. Let's just get rid of this for now. There we go. You have a pleat here, or alloy here, I see. You probably want to do something like this over here. There we go. And then something like that could probably look a little bit better, I feel, than just the corner into the wall. Because that flat space there just feels a little bit weird. Obviously, you can change this how you want, because maybe now that we've done it this way, let's do some experimentation here. I want to try something. There we go. Act as if it's a pleat. There we go. Yeah, and I think that works a little bit better. Now, if you want it to be the same height as over here, that's a different story. But I think just in terms of shaping that little corner there, that works a little bit better. Score a date, that's good news? Hell yeah. Never play this game? How the fuck do you think so much? I'm not thinking right now. This is all autopilot. If I was thinking, I would have been building my own craft today. All that for a deco door. Yes, but I'm saying that's still better than how it was aesthetically earlier. Also, I would just shape that. I wouldn't deco it, honestly. But that's just me. Alright, what else is on this little craft? The little missiles. Just a little wedge at the front. It feels a little bit uninspired, to put it nicely. Don't like to pull it, but yeah, I'll deco it better. Yeah, you can do it however you want, but it's definitely better than just having that flat space back there. Yeah, because you probably want to keep the corner out there because I assume you want to keep it to be like a modern aesthetic with the sharp corners. You do it however you want. I'm just saying how I would do stuff. Stern looks good, everything else looks fine. Just those torpedo bulges and the turrets I would fix up a little bit. But yeah, also, I'm curious as to why that's decoed instead of just structural. You can very easily make that structural. Alright, airship roar. Very nice, okay. Ooh, I'm liking this so far. I like the little segment in the middle here, very nice. Not enough people segment their airships. Oh, this is looking good so far. Oh, that's cool, the little parasite fighters. You need to work on the timing a little bit, but I do like the... Oh, you know what? Who is this, driver? Probably driver, yeah, driver. I might steal that system from you. Because that could actually work really nicely on the Falkenheim. I might just steal that little system from you. Is the data in its a relationship or is it the fruit? Well, honestly, either one I feel like would still elicit the same answer of nice, because I really like dates the fruit. I would argue I probably like them more than dates the action. It's not like being picked up. No, that's interesting. I like that. That's cool. And then I assume that center little area is a turret. Very nice. Okay. No, I could. Oh, I'm gonna build this as a deep underground craft. This could be such a cool Svenocraft or just a Falkenheim. I should start on the. I should restart. Okay, I'm gonna get the Frigate Bird done first, then the Marlin, and then the Falkenheim. I do need to get back to building for campaign again. I've been taking too much of an extended break. I need to do ashes at some point too. But ashes have been kind of picking up on the bounty side. Not a guy that pretty much we have IRL. Yeah, I know. That's why I'm doing it with the Falconheim like that. That's Durgon. Take the Durgon? Echo no Hall? I don't know. Oh, the dragon. Okay. Nice. Yeah, and then maybe just smooth out the top here. You could probably ask Carson how to smooth out the top here. Carson's gotten really good at airships lately. Ah, revolve and blast guns for the turrets. No, use APS. Cool. I do like that though. That's a very cool little design. What is the sun? End of the unknown. Okay, I don't like that one. There we go. Thank you. Voice of No Return is always so peaceful. Do it for the Silver Snow ones too. Oh yeah, the Silver Snow ones will definitely be having. Well, the Silver Snow ones have like the Kurakami, for example, has a little bit of a different system. It's more based off the Fire Nation airships. All right, let's take a look at Castaway. Okay, this isn't bad for someone. I think this was who was this? This is TC. I think this was their first Deep Water Guard design. The barrel deco is all wrong. So many different ways of wrong. Let's ignore the turrets for now, though. So those turrets are really bad. I'm saying that as nicely as possible. So first off, you have more than 3 layers of metal in a row. That's a no-no. I understand the idea you were going for here, but it's just not how Deep Water Guard does turrets. Secondly, painted metal. Not good. Actually, you know what? Replace all of the painted sections on this turret with wood, and I think you might be okay. I'm not going to try, because honestly, I don't feel like building on that right now. But the idle animations are cool. The rigging in the front doesn't make the most amount of sense, honestly. I would have probably just rigged it to the sides, or maybe like a little chain instead of an entire pole. Looked good at first glance. Oh no, painted metal. Yeah. The hull construction is a little bit too based off the Pilfer. It's a little bit better than the Pilfers, at least because you're using the offsets. But could still use some work. Ooh, okay, actually this is a good point. You completely forgot the metal band. So remember when building Deep Water Guard Pathos style, that you want to have the metal double back on itself underneath. It has to be that 2 wide piece of metal. You can't just do 1 layer. So you need to add your underband of armor in here, TC. Same with at the front. So you're probably gonna have to you're probably gonna have to move your hull down by 1. And then you're also gonna want to remember that you don't really want metal touching bare wood at times. It's okay here actually, because you've made like a little access point, which is okay. So that's a warp, like, you know, that's fine. Then up here, this is a little bit rough. Square corners just don't look good, dude. Just, I know the Pilfer that doesn't mean it looks good nowadays. And also, Deep Water Guard doesn't really do a cross-hatched metal and wood anymore either. Over here is okay, though. Here is questionable. Maybe anyone just do this. Well, it doesn't look as good, I guess. But sometimes it's not about looking... Actually, no, it's always about looking good. I would say it looks better than before, though. Add some extra shaping in there. You have done the receding hairline trick. So, in order to avoid your craft looking like it has a receding hairline, just be sure to always give it a little bit of an overhang. I know not a lot of Deep Water Guard designs do this, but it's how I cook mine, and I think it looks better. This is certainly an aesthetic choice. The square corner roofs. And then there's no detection up top. Interesting. And that smokestack isn't... you know what? It's not a Bluetooth smokestack at least, but it's really not integrated well. It's just kind of slapped on. So what I would do is I'd probably raise this up a few layers to make it so that you can put like a little building underneath it to act as like a shell for like any hypothetical engine parts, I guess. An engine room, that's what I was looking for. Kind of like sprints on the barrel, give big auto cannon. Yeah, so the sprints on the barrel are fine. My biggest issue is the tips being detailed. Essentially, we gotta take away this person's detail paint. TC, you're banned from the detail paintbrush. And then back here needs some metal. I would make these corners here metal. You did, yeah, I wouldn't do the horizontal metal here. I would do vertical metal for when I'm doing superstructure. Overall, though, from a distance, it's not bad. It's a great start. Benefit from a tuna fish? I don't think it would. Or maybe a rotating mount on the turret roof of the rigging. Oh god, no, I hate it when ships do that. It looks so bad. Josh has hit like a truck nap for some reason. Oh, that's to go to sleep. Yeah, you have a good night. Alright. Yeah, not a bad start though. Estelle del Almeida class. Alright, good. See, because we said I was too sick to review today, that means Monkey Man's not here to force me to look at the interior. Also, did I already review this? I swear I just reviewed this on Monday. I'm assuming he probably changed the interior. Yeah, he added torpedoes, decoed finally. Still decoed doorways, embarrassing. Why did you add bunk? Why? Okay, those are probably shell racks. I was gonna say, why would you add bunks to the shell room? But no, I'm assuming those are shell racks. Those are actual bunks. That's really funny. I prefer to try it for it to be the pilfer. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. My next build, my own castaway build, will probably be a pilfer replacement or spiritual replacement. And then at some point, I might bug Carb to rebuild the pilfer. Or I might just do it myself, because I'll probably say, like, hey, what if you rebuild the pilfer? And he'd be like, hey, why don't you do it? I'm like, oh, okay. Sag. I will say, I do quite like a little bit of the little platform here. I gotta find a way to do this in Deepwater Guard. I like these little platforms mounted up, but I know where to. Alright, yeah. No, you redeemed yourself on the interior. It looks better, at least, Monkey Man. Proud of you. Oh, wait, I know he built a kitchen. Let's see if he ever fixed it. I never seen on Discord he built a kitchen. Where is it? So I can reload this. I want to see if I can find that tuna fish. Because this build does have a tuna fish now that Neko's here. Figured I might as well tell him. But where did he put it is the question. Shell racks in here. Yeah, that makes sense. God, I hope you have a magazine explosion. Oh, still no. Oh, work in progress. I was gonna say, still no interior. Bleh. Come on, show me. Where's the fish? I saw him working on this the other day. Where's the damn kitchen? Ah, here it is. Here's the damn galley. Yeah, still a massive chunk of fish here. But he did end up making it a tuna, it seems, instead of a salmon. Very good, very good. And there's some potato peels. There's an entire block. I guess that's supposed to be like the fume hood, or the vent hood. Big fucking tuna. And you like to know everybody. Look, I got you your tuna. You can no longer complain. Those are bunks. Look like there's ladders everywhere. Yeah, but you'd still need ladders for shell racks as well if they're big shot, like if they're tall. It depends on what scale he's building to. A little pot of stew in the background. That's always nice. Presumably a fridge or like chest freezer. Why is the stove offset so hard? That makes me upset. Oh, the little valves over here is cool. I like that. I think that block's ain't supposed to be there. No, that's definitely a fume hood. Trust me, Monkey Man never places a block accidentally. I will slander Monkey Man. Yeah, no, that was definitely an intentional block, but it was just a questionable choice. All right, Commissioner Class Artillery Battleship. Ooh, okay. I like the shaping on this. I will always maintain that Aperture's best work was... okay, so this is the Ame class. So Aperture once did a series called Project Holofleet. And honestly, I think he peaked with that. Because I have yet to see him produce anything that's as cool as Project Holofleet. Because he had such a good theme for every faction. Okay, not familiar with Warships of that era. Didn't realize those could be closed. The guns will get soaked in every way. Oh yeah, they have... there's doors to close them. Use the left-right cutter. It's good for seeing interior. I'm lazy. Probably get some paint on it. Actually, you know what? Do we want... yeah, let's look at this in the original paint, actually. Because it does seem like the paint is quite significant. There we go. Okay. So, I will say... why the pink, I wonder? I understand the beige, because Amelia Watson's theme was quite tan and beige. Kind of like Sherlock Holmes. And I like the blue, but I don't know if the pink goes with this. But yeah, all the, like, the little like clockwork stuff, because for those of you that don't know Hololive lore, Amelia Watson was a time traveler. So she has a lot of like little clock stuff here, which I think is really cool. I would love the CV. I know Aperture City's never going back to it, but like I would love the CV styles expanded upon. I might take on the project myself, honestly. If I'll ask him about it. Like, I think the concept could be really fun. If not, just the concept of like a time-based nation could be really fun. Like clockwork, because I know one of you is doing a clockwork ship. I forget whomst. And then I think it would be really fun to expand upon that concept. Where did a World War II superstructures fit into that style though? For what, this? Is that a clock? Yeah. Fucking the shipment wise, it's out of time. So this is based off Amelia Watson from Hololive. Yeah, so I will say the shaping on the hull is probably the best I've seen from Aperture. They're probably all up propped though, because it was back during when he used to do that. The stern's pretty good. The superstructure is actually quite nice. I'm not a fan of these smokestacks or the turrets, but I think the theming of the faction here is pretty good. And I like I said, I would love to see Aperture like come back to this kind of style of build, where like he has a theme and he builds of it. Because I know he's been submitting a lot of stuff from like replicas lately, and it's just it ain't hidden the same as original stuff. Yeah, in the back is clipping heavily. Needs to get. Yeah, keep in mind this is his build from like 2026. 2026. Oh god, this is his build from like 2020. Was it 2022? I forgot. No, because by 2022, Watson would have been graduated by now. Because he stopped working on this once Watson graduated. To be fair, it didn't help that Gura also graduated, but you're right. It's still a cool little design. Again, it has the themes of a custom faction, right? And that's what I want to see more of from the little, like, quote-unquote challenge that I gave people. So I want to see people do a themed faction. Just to see, like, hey, how do your themes go together, right? I didn't mean to make people stress about it. I didn't think they were going to stress about it, but... Alright, Brick, incredible name. Incredible build, too, honestly. I'm not seeing any issues with this right now. Maybe it's just a... Actually, maybe there's a paint issue. Let's get someone who has high contrast TG. Okay, yeah, so it is a paint issue. So I would definitely make the hull of your ship a different color from the deck, but I'm glad that you at least used a different texture. That's good. Also, you have HE gaps. So remember, you might want to fill these in with deco. There you go. Just fill in those little gaps there so we don't see them. Or better yet, move the turret one down and then have it so because right now that can get HE gap. A Kopesh would take out this turret. Looking for Greeble, but yeah, no, the Greeble is quite nice. Use a duct. Oh yeah, that would be more efficient, wouldn't it? Oh, I love the idea of the center gun here. That's cool. This would make such a great balloon core build. Oh, I want to build balloon core now. I'll ask Pathos if there's any balloon core slots left, because that's actually really cool, having the central turret like that. And that could be so much fun to do in a Deepwater Guard style. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna do it even if there's no slots left. I'll just do it for my own little faction of Deepwater Guard goobers. Very well done. Yeah, because I can imagine like a Magellan-style trireme bow, central deck with 2 turrets. I need to design some small APS turrets anyway, just to get practice, so that could be really fun. And then just one of my my big APS turrets in the center there. And then for the casemates, I can just use the Deepwater Guard casemates. We'll have central turrets, also nice engines. Yeah, no, really well done on this. Really well done on this, Brick. Yeah, this is just such a good craft, my god. Alrighty. Can't complain about that, eh? Alright, G2. Alrighty, this one's a little bit rougher. Okay, so Renegade. What exactly? I know you were in chat earlier. I don't know if you're still here. What exactly are you looking for on this? Because I kind of see quite a few things that you've done right and quite a few things that you've done wrong. Balloon core, but the thought of a bunch of latex healing balloons tried side to a ship is really good. Balloon core is the Deepwater Guard style that has to do with using the in-game balloon blocks. Sorry. So, the Atlas, the Magellan are the only 2 I can think of off the top of my head, because a lot of them have been removed because they were old and outdated. Alright, first off, this chain is way too small. I guess the core ideas? Alright, so first off, 2 large chains at the front. Integrate your spotlights better. I normally put them into the track guard, like here. So maybe you could do something like this. You do that in here, right? Imagine I'm doing this properly. You'd do this with deco, obviously. But something like that, having the spotlight integrated instead of just, you know, slapped on top could work. Something like that, right? Like that's a very brief idea, but you know what I mean. It's kind of, look at the Scarab for ideas. The Scarab has a lot of good headlights. Driver's port, always a must. Machine gun port, if you want to make it look World War II. Slapdunk can work too. It can, but it doesn't look as good. I find integrated is a little bit better. But you gotta add Evergreeables, yeah. And then, what's the little slab that comes out the front to prevent water from getting in for the driver's port? That would be nice. Your tracks are a little bit spaced out in a weird way. Also, if you're gonna have these, you might want to have some track decor in here, like just deco tracks. Otherwise, just put a track guard over top so you don't see all of the wheels, right? And then, yeah, 2 big chains at the front instead of the small ones. The turret obviously just needs deco. It's a little bit small. Also, the turret's very big compared to that barrel. For freestanding headlights with rock guards, yeah, that works fine. Your turret shaping is also a little bit rough. Also, you have gaps in your turret. Not great. So this is why I always put the barbette on my hull, because that way I only have a 1 tile gap or 1 block gap in the turret. Because otherwise you end up with like turret holes like this, which you want to watch out for. I will say that the turret itself. I like this little gun shield you have up front. That's cute. But yeah, maybe a copula, some machine gun ports or something like that. Then back here, just more engine apparatus. You can definitely use machinery. You have all this space back here, you might as well use it, right? And then the engine just looks like a basic Tiger 1 setup. So put some fuel barrels, put some tow, like, you have the little tow hook, put some other chains here. Hell, you can even put a door back here. You can put a door on the back of the turret. Like, think of how would people get in and out of this tank. That's how I agree with my tanks. And then, of course, you can have stowage on the sides, which you already kind of do, so it's not too bad. But it is symmetrical, so make it not symmetrical. Yeah, trench crossing log wherever you want as well. That could always work. Here now, how many have you gone through? Great question. I don't know. I only have 14 today, and I'm at this many left. Oh, I am very sick today, so I have not been paying attention too much. I've just been going based off vibes, and so that's why there's no crew features. But copulas are great gun ports. Okay, so add more detection then. Add cameras for like 360 detection. Add you know, scanners. Add cameras. Make it look like an autonomous tank, right? Add some antennae. Antennae would always be great for that. As if it has like, you know, maybe like a control unit on the back, like kind of like a backpack. All right, Gledge. Ah, no, our saw build. I see. Nice. Let's give this one lightning hood color, shall we? Oh yeah, there we go. All right. Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. What I will say though, well, your turret looks good, and back here looks good. Up front is a little bit rough with all your detection. And again, I know Saab doesn't use deco, but if he were to use deco, this is where I would say clean up front a little bit with deco. Actually, maybe with a little bit of shaping too. I feel like this is a little bit messy up here, even shaping wise. Ah, he's trying to design the cockpit almost like a helicopter. Okay, I see what he's doing. Yeah, that's fine. Though I do think deco could clean that up. I think you have a good baseline structure here, but the shape you're going for would kind of need some deco in there. Not bad though. Again, not bad for someone who uses zero deco. The shaping is always really good on Saab's designs. Just gotta take that extra step now and really refine it. God, I forgot how good Near Autonomous music is. You know, I haven't finished Near Replicant. Maybe we'll play Replicant sometime. Alright. Ooh, very nice turret. This is Herza, okay. There's the anchor chains, very nice. Oh, I was gonna say you have no anchors, now they're up here. That's a strange angle. It lines up, that's a strange angle for sure. But you have the railing going around, which is nice. People always forget to put railings on their craft. It's always so funny to me. That's your advice, thank you, person. Yeah, no worries. Like I said, I'm a little ill today. I'd love to be able to take a look at these in more detail once you guys clean them up a little bit. Ah, secured lifeboats, good. That's the one thing I always look for. Rear bridge, torpedo tubes, nice. AA guns, very nice. This is really good, Herza. I know Herza went to better. Oh, and like the double bridge tech. Do I like that? I don't know if I like that. Maybe it's unfit. No, because double layered glass feels a little bit silly to me. And then the big gun up front. No, this is really well done. I do like how it looks. I just don't know if I like conceptually. Double glasses and all choice. That's what I'm saying, right? I feel like it's a little bit weird, isn't it? Alright, stern looks good though. Yeah, so hull shaping is great. Good, honestly, good work on this one. One thing I will say though, add gaps where your torpedoes can get for the railings. So have the railing get rid of between here and here, and between here and here. Because that way your torpedoes can actually go over the railings, right? Or go over, because if I spin that around, I don't think it quite reaches over top, does it? Yeah, no, so it would come out the tube and immediately hit the railing. Yeah, so I'll just put a little gap in the railing there, just as a way for the torpedoes to be able to slide off. AA guns look great, though. This looks great. Like, good job on this, honestly. Instead bridge to use armored viewports or hatches, sure. Alright, looter. I hardly know her. Alright, let's take a look, shall we? Okay, so this is actually... don't like this little metal cheek here. It's good shaping, but the texturing and paint is off. Again, you guys, you don't need this much paint on your deep water guard turrets. Remember that deep water guard does have unpainted as a necessary color to have. So you see how it's, and back here too, it's very motley. It's not, yeah, the paint is all wrong on this. But I don't have the ability to fully explain it right now, which is on me. So I'm very, very ill, but the shaping looks good. The shaping on this is really good, but the texturing and the painting is all off. Also, your water line is off. It doesn't float above the metal water line, which is kind of where you want it to float. Anchors look fine though. Yeah, and you got some deck clutter, which I found out recently actually wasn't supposed to be on Paphos designs, but it looks better with deck clutter in my opinion. So overall, good job. And then the smokestack feels very small. Not bad, just very small. What is this little like line here? So what is this? What is this meant to be? It feels like it should be metal. This little like these two painted fins here, because you have metal over here at the start point and you have metal over here at the end point. So this entire fin should be metal, no? Maybe that feels like it would add too much metal. Proof off, that just means they're weak. It should be called true. That's why deep water guard boats don't have railings. Yeah, it's not bad. Not the worst thing I've seen. I think it just suffers from being too shallow of a draft. That's a lot of thing I've noticed people are trying to really like shallow draft their Paphos style vehicles. Like Paphos vehicles need to be a little bit chunkier. Just keep in mind, like when you're doing draft, right? For an ocean going vehicle, like a Paphos style vehicle, you want to have a deeper draft than say a coastal slash like, you know, river patrol craft. Those ones where it's very shallow waters, you want to have a shallower draft. And yes, the annual archipelago does have some shallow areas. Paphos style ships aren't really used to police Yanwal. That's what the small raiders and bandits are for, right? Hey, Aperture, welcome in. Most Paphos style designs are made to, you know, go into forays against Onyx Watch, or whatever nation they happen to be at war with at the time. Because Paphos is the closest they have to a military, so I would say try to avoid making rivercraft for Paphos. So it could be cool, don't get me wrong, but that's just my own personal opinion on it. Missed the roast, huh? Yeah, we're just cleaning it up here. I did say basically for a, what's it called? Summary of what I thought of yours. You need to kind of go back to that building style, dude, because I think the Commissioner class battleship was really good, and I think you had a solid theme to work off of, which helped improve everything else. It was old, don't get me wrong, but I would argue that the Commissioner battleship was a lot better than some of the modern stuff you've been sending me, because you can tell with your modern stuff that you don't have a theme that you're really following. You're just kind of making replicas, and it's just better to have those themes first and then build off them, right? Like the clock detail on the battleship, for example, was super simple, but it was thematic and it was nice. Does that make sense? Dude, I can do it with my new CC. Yeah, like this, just have a theme, right? The 8 tubes beside the superstructure are torp tubes inspired by the old Annie sub tactic of launching depth charges upwards. Oh, neat. Okay. I like the little like spike aesthetic you got going on. Almost feels like a lower jaw. That's very cool. Though it doesn't translate as well below the surface, I must admit. Can I explain this one, Shoot? You go for a part in the middle. Oh, cool. Just what I assume this turret is not finished. I'm gonna redo a turret. Oh, okay. Yeah, so as long as we're on the same page with that one. Oh, no, that's a neat little thing. I like that. That's cool. And then superstructure. Yeah, it's all right. I want to see smokestack though, or some type of like, where's your power generator come from, right? So you got the good front portion here. It's not bad. Now, where would the crew be? Where would anyone be on this, right? And then the stern, very, very crinkled. See, you're going for it at least, though. It's not bad. It feels a little bit outdated. This feels like something I would have seen in 2017. So I like the paint on it though. You got the paint right. The two-tone structure with some black as the detail, very good. It's a big issue people run into is that they don't paint their builds right. They'll either do 2 saturated colors or they'll do only 2 colors. Like you got 4 fleet colors, you might as well use them all, right? Make the reel a little bit longer, add smokestack and radio turret. Yep. Yeah, just remember all parts, right? Again, because think of it, like if you were on the ship, you kind of want to have all those parts available, right? Because like where else are you gonna go? You've seen Blumen's new paints? I did, yes. Alrighty. Sorry, seal test. Alright, 2 stack. Oh, okay, this is neat. Feels a little bit too heavily armored for an airship, though. I'd remove the bottom casing. So keep the bottom bridge and turrets, sure, but remove this bottom casing and then only keep the top one. Just keep in mind, if the way you have like a balloon like this, you really can't afford to heavily armor. If you're gonna make your craft a balloon craft, it can't look heavily armored because that's not how balloons work. Also, the balloon does need to be painted for contrast. I would suggest like an off-white beige color personally, but I'll let you decide that, Tuesday. And then up top, it's okay. Again, railings, especially on an airship, like you have railings back here, but you need railings going all the way around. And I would definitely expand the platform around the turret. And make a little bit of a barbette as well. So more hollow looking. Some of the middle and top and bottom be more trussy. Yeah, especially the bottom, because the bottom is too thick of metal right now. Maybe in the original colors it is white. Oh yeah, maybe. There we go. Yeah, that's not bad. But yeah, no, just too much metal right now is my main issue. Like it feels too heavy to fly. And when you're doing balloon airships, you want it to look lighter than lighter than aircraft, not heavier than aircraft. Right? So gotta go eat. Hope you have a good rest of your day. No worries, you too, Renegade. I'll see you later. Hopefully y'all come out to tomorrow for FTL, because I want to do more FTL tomorrow. Then I need to get back to Rain World at some point. Ooh, okay, little Sherman. Ooh, okay, this is nice. Look at this little guy. Let's give him that green. Okay. Guess he doesn't get that green color. Oh, this is really nice. Look at that. Yeah, so, oh, too bad Renegade just left. This would be a great example of how to deco their tank. Because look, you got the little machine gun port, you got the spotlights with the I don't know if those are rock. No, because it doesn't really protect the spotlight. Either way, it makes it look connected. Yeah. Poor Trusty. Oh no. Hey Eileen, how's it going? Enjoy your work. I generally hated everything I made. Submit it anyway. Maybe I can give feedback on to make it better. Keep in mind, Roast and Roast is not a showing off time. It is a fuck. I need help with this build. I don't know how to continue it time. Track armor looks. Oh my god, who did this? Ahmed's. Yeah, Ahmed always does incredible builds. Very well done on this. And all the little pleek armor. It kind of reminds me of almost of the Panzer IV applique. Also, that's not a Sherman mantlet. I've played enough Sprocket. That's not a Sherman mantlet. Is it? Maybe it's too big. Maybe not sunken enough. I'm not crazy, right? That's not a Sherman mantlet or gun. That's not a 75 or 76. Fuck, you're so right. Yeah, I know I'm right. I'm the one who came up with the format. Something wrong is going on here. Yeah, wait a second. I think they had 7 different mantlets. Oh, okay. This very much feels like a type, because look, that's the casted shaped hull, right? It's not the square hull that would come later in the war. That feels like a Mark 1 Sherman with like an M4A1 combined with a Panzer IV applique armor and mantlet. However, now today we're going to be talking about using code ROASTING to get you an M4A2 in War Thunder, sponsor today's roast. Dude, honestly, I think War Thunder is actually one of the sponsorships I would accept. I know people bitch about War Thunder constantly. I actually really enjoy it. Also, is that a Maxim gun? No, it's not. What's the Lewis gun? I always confuse the Lewis and the Maxim. Is that a Lewis gun? God, this one is so cursed. I love this. Oh, also, see the little tools and stowage back here and the rear view lights. Very nice. Again, no, just an absolute masterclass in showcasing how to detail something. This is really well done. The Minum gun. Oh, what happened to it? Top gun is the same size as the main gun. I did notice that. I was wondering why they were the same caliber. But, where would the person... So these like guns were usually used for someone standing up behind the turret, right? But where would the person stand on this? That is a massive gun. They have to stand on the radiator. That's hilarious. I think it must be a 76, but as long as a 17-pounder? Maybe. Either way, it looks good. Good work on this. Very nice. Alrighty. So that's gonna be all for today's roasts. We can go back to yapping for a little bit. Yeah, I'm sorry guys, I don't have the energy to do much today. I apologize. I can take off my hard hat now and my trowel as we go back into the classroom. Here, so we shuffle up to the desk. There we go. But yeah, so this weekend, hopefully, we're going to be able to do some FTL. Hopefully, we'll be able to do... What else? What else do we want to do this weekend? Do we want to just do FTL for both Saturday, Sunday? I'm not feeling like playing this Claire... I know Gravitas is going to make fun of this, but I think Claire Obscure will become an off-stream game for me. It's one of those games, too, that doesn't stream well, because if you're not there, like, for the story, right, then, like, you know, you don't want to get spoiled, so you're going to have to go catch up, etc., etc. And I like using... I'm going to be pivoting Twitch probably to being more away from my main platform and probably pivot towards YouTube as the main platform, and then to have Twitch as, like, the interactive way, right? So Twitch will be, like, how I hang out with you guys, and then YouTube will be, like... Here's all my little history stuff. Claire? Yeah, Claire Obscure. We were playing Claire Obscure Expedition 33 before it was announced as Game of the Year. Though I did call it saying it would be Game of the Year. I had never had any doubt. Did I expect it to sweep 9 awards? No, but you know what? I'm happy for them. They're French. They need a win somewhere. It was Ombudsman gun, yeah. Valid. Hey, Translate, how's it going? Wonderful time to come in. But honestly, we might play it again. I don't know. I'm taking a break from it after Act 1 anyway. Because Act 1, oh my god, that was fucked up. But Claire Obscure for president if I was American. Claire Obscure is the concept, it's not one of the characters. But, you know what? Maybe I won't play it off stream. Maybe we'll come back to it once I'm feeling like that type of RPG again. Waking up, vibing? Hell yeah. I hope you've been doing well. We need to chat more. I keep meaning to reach out to you and then I get busy with life. Thank you for the care package, Eileen.
Alright, what was the end of Act 1? Do you want spoilers, or do you just want to go, like, the VOD's up. You can just go watch the VOD. The most recent Claire Obscure VOD is the end of Act 1. Why is Claire so obscure?
Look, she doesn't want to talk about it, okay? Alright, I watered, I stretched, I didn't have any vehicle to save, but I would have done it. Life happens? Yeah. It's how I am with most of my friends right now. I'm getting into one of those moods where, like... Well, I've been in one of those moods since December started, where I just want to work, and then I realize I haven't been making time for friends. And, like, I don't experience friendship maintenance, so, like, you know, like, I'll work for, like, 2 months and then say hi to my friends as if I never left, right? But I realize not everyone's like that, so I need to, like, start reaching out to reach out to more friends again. Gustav and the game meet a squee at the cliffs. Yeah, exactly. I don't know where the cutoff is. Yeah, it's where they're at the cliffside. I noticed. Oh, Neko, you were literally here last week, or a week and a half ago. You were one of the few people I reached out to. Can't really word it without spoilers. Absolutely. I was the one working on Clockwork Crafts, and I've been having a lot of issues with weapons and propulsion. Yeah, that'll do it. That's but yeah, that's definitely a shock. Yeah, they brought you snacks. True. I can be very easily bribed. It's also a big part too, is like, because like I've had some people reaching out to me, and it's like I do want to make plans, right? It's just one of those things where it's like I have a creative vision right now, and I want to get that stuff done, and I just need to find that work-life balance. That's what I'm struggling with right now. It's just finding that balance, because like I'm having fun getting my little creative EU5 projects out, and they're being received well, which is always nice. Now I just need to learn how to balance that with streaming and a social life. Does that make sense? That's good. Anyway, let's go. You know what? Actually, Tough Bean, since she raided into us last week, let's go raid into her. She's playing Subnautica. You guys love Subnautica, right? Work-life balance? What's that? Overworking yourself is good for the corporation? True, but I'm not a I'm not a corporation in that sense. I am still a person. Alright, so we'll raid Bean. And then tomorrow we'll be back with some FTL if I'm feeling better. If not, then I'll let you guys know. Turn all your friends into VTubers and collab with them instead of handing out. True! The issue too is I don't know, I haven't found any good collabs I want to do yet. Like, it's not just like, because like I want to play with my friends, but also I can just do that offline. I don't need to have an audience to play with my friends. So we'll see how that goes. Bye, mate. Yeah, you guys all have a good one. Sorry for the shorter stream today, but it is what it is. The Echo Boy's right there. Okay, yeah, but what are Echo Boy and I gonna do? That would be an interesting stream. Like, yeah, just us shooting the shit is always fun, but we can just do that offline. Same with Borderwise. Borderwise and I can just play Command and Conquer Generals offline, right? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, what would make it a fun stream? Diplomacy stream with streamers? Maybe. Remarriage stream? No, we're not getting remarried. We divorced for a reason, chat. Alright, there's no raid message today, so you guys can just go in and say whatever you want. Be nice, though. She's a very kind soul. Left 4 Dead 2. I don't like Left 4 Dead. That's the issue. I'm not a big zombie horde shooter guy. You can have divorce stream too. Oh, true. Think of the content. We could get divorced the second time we get remarried. That's so true. Feel better soon. Thank you. I appreciate it, guys. Yeah, like I said, I apologize not being able to go to full 4 hours today, but I'm just a sleepy little guy today. And also, I can feel the fever come. Like, I rallied to roast you guys. Oh, there we go.